what are you giving them back?
I think what I'm giving them back, man, is what they've been waiting for. You know what I mean? Skills. What? Just when things seem the same, and the whole scene is lame. I come and rain with the unexplained for the brains. So things change, they strain the sling. I'm trained to bring pain. History that I arranged, been regained by King James. Go to practice with tactics, with attractions, theatrics. Women that look like actresses, status of Cleopatra's. Stacks of mathematics to feed to EG addicts. As I find out what the facts is for geographic. New time, the shit moves.
Bless up, one and all, and welcome to the Troy Graham Experience. I am the aforementioned Troy Graham, and on tonight's show, we have one of Baltimore's living legends, Umar's own Marvin McDowell. And tonight we're gonna talk about his program that's been around, I believe, for over 20 years, where it's education boxing based program that has touched many lives and has changed lives. I could actually say that with the ultimate truth because my sons went through the program for a little bit. So so the brother is here, and this is the first episode of Baltimore's Best, and there's no one better to do it than Marvin McDowell. So introduce yourself, there, brother. How are
Yeah,
you?
glad to be here. First of all, my name is Umar Marvin McDowell. I'm the founder, president, and executive director of the Umar Boxing and Youth Development. No hooks before books, and put the gun down, put the gloves up. We're one of the first boxing programs with a legitimate educational component where the boxing and the books are going on at the same time under one roof. A lot of people don't associate boxing and thinking, but to be a good boxer, you have to be a good thinker, like playing chess, having a strategy, man, trying to outthink this person that's in front of you, trying to inflict their will on you, and you trying to inflict your will on them.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Now, I'm not sure. I know you. When did you actually found the program? Was it 95 or 96? I always get the dates wrong.
But it
So
was in 1996.
1996. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to? I tell you what. I'm gonna leave the floor to you, and you could tell the story of the history of how that all got started. How did you come up with the concept, and what it took to actually build your program, man?
Yeah, well, at the time in the 90s, man, it was, I could really see a lot of the stuff that's happening right now. The kids, kind of messing up, don't have nothing to do with lacking education, and. So I just wanted to put something together, to help these kids, man. And it's been working ever since. We have a after school program. It's called No Hooks Before Books with certified Baltimore City educators that work with these kids in math, reading, and writing. We have a computer lab. Uh, this summer we starting a GED program. I'm also a master barber, and we
Mhm.
started an apprenticeship barbering program. And in the near future, when we find a bigger spot, my wife is a chef and put a commercial kitchen in there, teach the kids how to cook and cater, and everything will be in house. So I'm going to have I need at least maybe 30, 35, 40,000 square feet, to put on little small boxing matches, man, and everything will be in house. And we can sort of help at least maybe from 50 to 75 to 100 people at one time, man. And we also have a food giveaway. Every Wednesday for the past 5 or 6 years, we give away maybe 5,000 pounds of fresh vegetable and fruit and
Mhm.
non-perishable goods to the community. So we just trying to be a hub in the community, man. Not to give these kids any excuse to be successful, man. Come to Umar Boxing, it's gonna get something that's gonna help you along, man. You know.
Okay. Now, Now, Marvin, how did you, how did you, I guess, how did you come up with the concept for it? And I understand that you said it's boxing based, but it's also like it also deals with education. So can you break
Yeah.
that down? How that both how that meshes together?
Yeah, well, to be a good boxer, man, you have to think. You have to have a strategy. You have to follow instructions. You have to. It takes a thinking person, man, to be a good boxer. And you know, a lot of people think that sluggers don't box, but a slugger has to figure out how he's going to weigh himself in, how he's going to touch the body and everything. Boxing is a thinking man's sport. And I just want to try to erase that stereotype that they have on boxing, and they can see these kids in a different manner, when they come to my program. You know, they see these kids just as much in the classroom as they are out on the floor, working out and doing the boxing.
Okay, so what's the youngest age that you take in the program?
Well, we take the youngest age is at 6 years old because
Okay.
when a kid is six, between the ages of 6 and 10, if you don't get that kid then, it is really hard to get them hooked because all the influences of being in their life that really steer them away. So you really got to get a kid between stages of 6 and 10 where you can
Hmm.
give them all that information and they just soup up all that information. And that's the deciding factor of what their choices are going to be in life. You got to get them by 6 to 10 years old, and you can really develop them into something.
Okay, now if you want to give us a breakdown of the I guess the first part of the program, right, the education part, how does that work? How does that work? And then how do you transition from that part into boxing?
Okay, so when you first join up uh, to Umar, the children that are from the age 6 to 12 is
Hmm.
mandatory for them to be an educational component before they come to the boxing. And I have certified Baltimore City educators that work with these kids in math, reading, and write. We have a computer lab. I'm saying anything educational wise, we have it for these kids. Because a lot of these kids are not going to be boxers when they grow up.
Right.
So we sort of give them a second chance to make a choice, because, education is the thing. If don't nothing else work, you still have your brain, you know,
Mhm.
and you can really, inspire to be who you need to be because you already have the discipline. You already had the respect. You already had a camaraderie. You know, Boxing is a sport that really helps you be a positive person and being able to make the right choices, you know, and you're not easily influenced because you are not a follower.
Right.
Boxing teaches you to be independent. It teaches you to be strong, You know, it really helps, you know.
Okay. Okay. Now, you have teachers that come out, the actual Baltimore City teachers
Yeah,
that come out,
I
or
have,
do you have
I have,
mentors?
right. I have two Baltimore City school teachers, right,
Okay.
and they're men. See, a lot of the children don't really, navigate, to men,
Hmm.
so, and a lot of Baltimore City kids and a lot of the kids around don't have a male role model in their life. So I purposely hired male teachers
Okay.
so they can, so they can really be in that atmosphere and learn how to listen and deal with men, real men. Because a lot of these kids grow up in a single parent family, which is usually the mother. And they
Hmm.
grow up in an emotional state where they're very reactionary. They, you step on their toe, they reacting, they want to fight. So I'm getting them used to hearing that strong man voice,
Hmm.
and to give them the good guidance, and that I live by that.
Okay. Now, how much time does it take to transition from the first part into the boxing?
Well, the kids in the classroom from maybe about an hour, hour and a half, and after they get their schoolwork and the assignments and whatever they need to do, in the classroom, then they transition into the boxing area.
Okay.
See, we have my office, we have a classroom, for these kids separate from the boxing area.
Okay. Now, what's the very first thing that you actually teach the kids? Is I mean, because every gym is different. Somebody might say we teach them how to throw a jab. Somebody might teach them this. What's the first thing that they learn when it comes to boxing?
Well, the first thing that we teach them, first of all, we try to get them in shape so that they can learn how to box. So
Okay.
we go through a routine. We have them doing jumping jacks. We have them do twists. We have them do neck exercises.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just exercises that keeps their adrenaline up. The jumping jacks and the toe touch and the hipsters and then they jump rope. Teach them how to jump rope. And before that, and then after all that, we teach them the basics. We teach them the proper jab, the proper right hand, the proper hook, and the proper uppercuts,
And the
left and right,
stance.
and the stance. All see,
Right.
all that goes together. When we teach them the jab, we teach them the stand, how to have the foot. We teach them the balance, and as they progress, they learn how to get rhythm. They learn how to hit speed bag. So, we teach them everything before they even put the gloves on.
Okay.
We teach them the basics. The head movements, the ducks, the steps. I'm saying we are a boxing school.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, have you ever worked with any children that kind of have like what do they call it? A delay, like a mental disability, not so much a
Yeah,
physical
yeah,
disability, but
yeah,
like yeah.
yeah. I even worked with a blind kid before, man.
Get out of here! Really?
Yeah, yep.
How did that work out? How did you end up training somebody
It
that was
worked out, because when you're blind, you have great senses, right?
of
And
hearing? Yeah.
yeah, and he could sense when I was in front of him, and I
Okay.
called the punches out and called the movements and stuff, and he came right along, man.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. I didn't know about the blind. But
Yeah, like I
let's
don't,
say
I don't turn, I don't turn anybody down, man.
okay, okay, okay. But okay. When let's just focus on the blind child for a second. When his parent or his parents brought him to the gym, what was your first thought? What was your first thought? Like, how am I going to work with this child, or how?
No, because I grew up with my grandfather, man. My grandfather was blind.
Okay. Okay.
My grandfather was blind, and I used to take him voting. I used to read to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I was used to being in the atmosphere. And he, like when I used to take him to the store, and he'd reach in his pocket and he'd feel the dollars and feel the we'll see what was a $10, dollar, $20. You
Mm-hmm.
know the sizes of the coins and stuff. So it really helped me, to be very sensitive, to anybody, man. 'Cause everybody need help, and I just wanted to be around and be that person to help.
Right now, let's go back to the other aspect of it. You have a child that has a mental delay kind of. He moves a little slower than everybody else in the
Uh,
class. How
yeah.
does how do you work with a child like that when it comes to the boxing part of it?
Well, like sometimes you have to be repetitive, repetitive,
Hmm.
repetitive.
Hmm. Hmm.
But that's the way you teach anyway, because boxing is a repetitive sport until your muscles and your whole body get attuned to it. It's repetitive, 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 repetitive until you get it right. You know, so like it really helps improve somebody with mental or physical problems, man, it works on help them concentrate.
Okay. Now, how do you? I guess how do you get? How do you go about weeding out? Who's going to be the standout ones and the ones that are really gonna have to catch up to everybody else. Like if you ever work with a child that was just so shy that he couldn't even look you in the eye, and you had to constantly prep that child, like, come on, come on, come
Yeah,
on, come on.
yeah, yeah. But see, too, is that you got to just know how to deal with children. So
Okay,
when you have your own children, you can use them sort of as an example of how to get into them.
okay, okay,
You know,
okay.
I don't have no problems, man. I'm first of all, I have a way of making these kids feel good about themselves. I have a way of making them feel that they're learning, and it's just you just gotta get their trust and get them to believe that you know what you're doing and what you're teaching them is going to work.
Hmm. Now, I know this for a fact that you've worked with a few from the ground up that have went on to be pros. But before we get to that, I know you also worked with a lawyer program was doing some pro bono work for you with the program.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that come about? How did they get invested into your program?
Well, like when you have a nonprofit organization, you know, and that leaves the way for a lot of things to happen outside of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And some people need a platform, to do different things that they do in the community. So, this female lawyer got in contact with me, and she was saying that she could get some of the kids or some of the young adults in the program expungements and stuff like that,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And they came and that's what they was doing. They was helping get expungements, because a lot of times you don't know what to do. All you know is that you got that record and you can't get the jobs that you want. You
Right.
don't know the freedom of things that you need to do. And sometimes you need help. And, they came and they was a great help. It
Mm-hmm.
was a great help, you know.
Now you mentioned jobs. Do you have a jobs program also with your program, or can you help someone?
Well,
Let's say
well, the
that.
thing of it is that, I'm connected with many organizations,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we sort of like got a wraparound service. So anything that I can do, I have a connection to hook you up. Mental
Okay.
health, job, jobs. I'm saying everything that a kid or a young adult need, I have access to it.
Okay.
If I can't do it, I can guide you to one of my partners. That can really help.
Okay. So now, how many days a week is the program, and what are the hours and all that?
Well, the program is like 4 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Thursday, from
Okay.
4 to 8. And the reason why I had to take uh, one day off because the kids, like Friday is the day that they don't show up.
Okay.
It's like they get ready for the weekend early.
Right. Like after
So
school, they just want to break
they'll
out.
come from Monday to Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, some of them show, some of them don't. You know.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you want to give out some names of some fighters that we might know that have come through the program, or some that you might have helped and then they moved on to another program or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I helped a lot of them, because I created uh state, regional, national, and international champions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a matter of fact, I had one of the pupils that I had was a female. Was one of the first females when they put female boxing in the Pan Am Games, won the gold medal in the Pan Am Games.
Who was that?
Girl named Franchon Cruz.
Okay, I
Uh,
think she sound familiar. Sound familiar.
yeah, and she's currently the super middleweight world boxing champ.
Yes, and
So
then is that two-time champion? She's
yeah,
two-time champion.
two-time
Okay.
champ. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Mhm.
helped a lot of people, man, and they moved on. and I'm
Okay.
very happy that they moved on, and they're getting their life on, and
Okay.
that's great, you know. And I was a part of it, and I feel good that I, was a part of a person developing and moving ahead and being strong in what they do.
Okay. Now, I know you mentioned your own children throughout this conversation. You kind of glossed over it. You have any of your own kids in the program? Have they come through the program or anything
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
well, one of my sons, he was in the program since he was like maybe 12 or 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He was multiple Golden Glove champ, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Junior Olympic champ. We
Right.
traveled to the nationals. He was in the top 10. In the amateurs in the United States, and he turned pro. He had a couple of pro fights. But now he's a sheriff.
Okay.
He's a Baltimore City sheriff.
Okay.
Very proud of him. You know, and I have a couple of other younger sons. They're brainiacs. So
Right.
like they're interested in boxing as far as them protecting themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, they're going to take over the organization. You know, they're smart enough like that. I have one of my sons. He's 23. He's in the engineering program at Morgan State University. You
Okay.
know,
Okay. Um, which one is that? Is that because I
that's
met all of them. Which one of your
USWA.
sons is that?
Yeah, that's USWA,
That's one who
right?
wears the glasses or no?
Yeah, yeah, that's the one to wear glasses.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's great, man. I'm always good. I'm always glad to hear that we're getting some more engineers. So we need them.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah,
definitely need
yeah.
them.
He love it too, man. You know,
Good. Good. Good, man. I
and
did not know he was 23. Last time I
yeah,
saw that boy, he was like 16, 17, right?
yeah, probably a
Yeah.
little younger than that.
Yeah.
But
Probably. Yeah.
then my other son, Kofi, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's he's an artist, he's a photographer, and he has
Right.
a clothing line called Codeine is Dope. He have a clothing
Okay.
line that
Okay.
and I'm saying he's doing pretty well with that. You know,
Okay.
he's an artist, you know, and he's ready to start back in college, going to a little junior college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And get in marketing and business, so they can
Right.
take his stuff along, you know, with his clothing line and stuff, you know.
Okay. So
So
yeah, I know we got a few people in the chat. Alonzo Amazing. I want to shout them out. Miss Evelyn I talk all smiles. I want to shout her out too. Now, I know you mentioned Franchon as the female that came through, but
mhm.
you have a lot of females that come through. Was it more so male, or is it like kind of even?
Well, it's kind of even, man. It's just that sometimes they, the females kind of like drop off, but they are
Hmm.
the best ones to learn. They learn very well, you know,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they
Yeah.
love it. And I like training them because
Okay.
they catch on real quick,
Good.
you know.
Now, I know you have a young man right now who's doing very good, who's a pro. And when I met him, he was a real shy young man. Talk about his transition from when he
Oh
first
yeah,
came, when you first met him, and to where he is
oh
now.
yeah. So when I first met him, like he was kind of shy. He played basketball. He was very good in basketball.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's very good in basketball. And I told him that I was going to steal him from basketball because I
What's
said,
his
man,
name,
you
Marvin?
short. Look, I
Hmm.
said you were short, and you would have to really work too hard, to make the team and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
So I said boxing would be good for you, man, because they have different weight classes and everything. You can really, really excel in it. And he
Okay.
gave himself a shot.
Hmm.
And he fell in love with boxing, man.
Hmm.
And he turned professional, and he's currently 7 wins with 5 knockouts. And
Okay.
his next fight is in July at Maryland Live Casino.
Okay.
You know.
What's his name, Marvin?
His name is Ahmed Mojo Jones, Muhammad Jones. We'll
All
call
right.
him Mojo.
He said he's 7 wins, 5 knockouts,
Yeah, yeah.
and he fights at what weight class?
He fights at junior welterweight, 140.
Okay, he's one of them. He's one of your students from the ground up. You know, what age did he get into the
Yeah,
program?
he started around 13, 14, something like that. And he's
Okay,
24 now. So
okay,
he
okay.
stuck with
Yeah.
me and I made it happen for him, man. You know.
Mm-hmm. And also, I know these three other boys that came through. They're not there anymore right now. You know, the Robinson boys. You want to talk about how you built them also, or
Yeah,
now
yeah,
they
built
keep?
them from
Yeah.
built them from ground up, man. They had came
Mm-hmm.
in town and they were very good. They listened, they learned and everything, and they're in a situation where they had a good balance coming
Right.
up, and they pretty tough, man. They doing pretty good in their pro career.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. You know, where are they now? They amateurs, they pros. What are they doing right
Yeah, they pros. Well, the
now?
youngest one is still an amateur, but uh, the two older ones, they're professionals, and I think maybe one of them might have had a loss, but they had some good wins, and they was good in the amateurs. They won the
Okay.
silver
Okay.
gloves and they won the golden gloves with me, so that gave them a good start.
Now, when you first got started, I know you. I don't. Well, I know you reached out to one of your brothers to help you out. You know, you want to talk about him and how he helped you out in the gym before his
Oh
transition.
yeah, yeah. Well, like I started at another location.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I started out on Fulton Avenue,
Right,
and I
Marvin.
had
Yeah, Marvin. I'm gonna step away for a second, but keep on talking. All right.
okay,
All right.
yeah. Well, when I first started out, I started at another location on Fulton Avenue in Baltimore, and man, it was a crazy situation because the people didn't understand what I was trying to do, and they didn't want me at that spot. They didn't want me there. They said I could be anywhere I want to be, but not there. And I'm saying the community association and the Sandtown Fulton Avenue Association, man, they try to shut me down. They didn't want me in the area, you know, and they had sent the police, to shut us up. And we went to a zoning hearing, and we had to back out because they were saying that you can't put what we had into a residential area, you know. So we had another zoning hearing, and what I did, I brought some of the kids there to let them see exactly what we were doing. And the kids were so well behaved and and under control that they gave me the zoning.
Okay.
They said that if I develop kids like that and their behavior, they say they don't see why that we can't do what we do.
Okay.
And we've been rolling ever since.
Now, you said you've been around since '95, so that's 20 plus years, right? Almost 30 years, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, how far-reaching is your program? You know, what other programs have you worked with that are in state or might be out of state or even from overseas?
Well, we have visitors and stuff that come. Like we
Hmm.
have people from the World Trade Center Institute, uh, the
In
U.S.
New York?
Naval Academy
Okay.
comes to see us every year. Uh, there's a lot of different programs and organizations, come with us because our program works, man. It
Okay.
really works. And I just want to put myself in a situation where I can franchise no hooks before books, where every boxing gym that have children in it should have some study time. So that's my next goal too, is
Okay.
franchise the concept, you know, and
Okay.
spread it throughout the country because these kids need some education. They need
Mm-hmm.
to know that boxing ain't going to do it for them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to ask you to name drop, or maybe you want to name drop a few of these other programs you work with, whether they be in state, out of state, or from overseas. You know, who have you worked with?
Man, I'm saying it's just been so many organizations, man. Man, um, see, because they send me the kids, that
Right.
Department of Social Service. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, let's see, parole and probation. I did a presentation for them
Yeah.
about a couple of weeks ago.
I know about the probation. I think I
Yeah.
know about that one.
So
Yeah.
so the thing of it is, like, is that when I spoke to the parole and probation, they had some of their clients there, and see, some of them were just coming home, and what I offered them is that I could be a resource for them to develop their relationship back with their kids. They can bring their kids there to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and they can be there watching them or even interacting with them, learning how to box, and that's how they
Okay.
can build their relationship up and get the respect back that they used to have with their parent.
Okay. Now, most of the time when people think about Baltimore, they think about uh, Upton and Tank and all that stuff. But where are you? I guess where's your program as compared to other programs in the city and all that? Are you high? Do people highly regard you, or where's your program?
Yeah, well, we're
I
one of the
already know the
top.
answer to that, but go
Yeah,
ahead. Yeah.
we're one of the top programs, in the city.
Okay.
And I had a lot to do with the start of Upton
Mm-hmm.
because they was in another location at the time, and they came to the inner city, but they was at another location, and
Mm-hmm.
I helped put that together. And some of the trainers were trainers from my organization
Okay.
to get them started. So I was one of the, and still am one of the leaders in boxing in Baltimore City. You know,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
just
So
what I
basically,
do.
you know, like a lot of other fighters and coaches might look to you for advice. You're kind of like an advisor to, would
Yeah,
you label
yeah, because
yourself an advisor?
like I started a lot with the kids, man. I used
Mm-hmm.
to have so many kids, man, and we used to go to these boxing matches, and we used to save the cards because I used to let my guys fight anybody, man,
I
because
was
they
there
was
with a
that
few of
good.
them. I was there with a couple of them. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let me explain something to you. I know Marvin. That's why I keep saying stuff. But I know Marvin for over 20 years now. When I met him, my oldest son was 2. My oldest son is 23 now. Right. So
Mhm.
I met him through a gentleman by the name of Scott Wagner. Right. Right, Marvin.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
radio show, man.
Yeah. He had his own
Marvin
radio
Boxing.
show. And then Marvin told a story, and then he told me basically he invited me to his gym. And I don't think I came for like 3 weeks later. And so just, I didn't come for like 3 weeks later. And then I started bringing my sons in. And he was like, I could probably do something with them if they stay, but they didn't stick and stay. Because I always talk about that with him. Like if my sons would have stuck with him, it would have been, it could have been something, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm
Mhm.
saying it's not really too late because a lot of times when
You froze, Marvin?
yeah, I'm coming back.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Mm.
I can still hear you. It's just that the picture's frozen. But yeah, so me and brother Marvin go back a ways. He's being real humble about his program. Once he comes back, I'm gonna get him to talk about give me a number of maybe how many folks he's actually worked with in his program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see me?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I can see you, but it's two of you up here. So you might. I don't know if you want to. Let me see if I get the other one up out of here because there's two of you up here. Let me see if I get that one. Okay. Cool. 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 You're good. So Marvin, we've been talking about a lot of stuff with the program. Can you give me an idea of how
Wait a
many
minute,
lives?
I got an echo. I got an echo.
You got an echo now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming from my end or your end because it wasn't an echo before. Is it still echoing?
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to ask you, give me an idea of how many kids have actually passed through your program, like a
Uh,
number.
with a guess, I think maybe about 10, 15,000.
Okay. Now you know how many kids keep in touch that have transitioned onto like other walks of life. Because I know one in particular that I want you to mention, but I'm gonna see if you know who I'm talking about. Like it was one that you got that he was in trouble when you first met him. He was going through the system. I think he was like 15, and now he's a pastor. Tell him about that. Tell him about that gentleman.
Oh, you talking about the dude Marvin?
I think that's the brother's name. He's the one that did the services for Brother D. Him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you want to share that story, please?
Yeah, well, I ran a barber shop up in Baltimore, and his mother used to bring him for me to cut his hair.
Hmm.
And, he was getting in trouble and, his started coming to the gym and, came regular. And, you know, he just turned out pretty good.
Okay, now when you say he was
Yeah,
getting in trouble, if you don't mind, maybe expanding on that a little bit. I don't know if you want to expand on it, but maybe you could expand on
yeah,
it. So
well, what I'm
yeah,
saying, he was like a menace to society.
yeah, because a lot of times it gives more, it kind of gives more depth as to how you help change that person's life when they understand where the hurt and pain that they actually came from.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because you know what, I think he's the same age as me, right? He's 50, 52, 53, something like that
yeah,
now.
I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because this brother that he's talking about, Marvin, he's a pastor now, but it wasn't always that way. And he actually told this story, so it's not like we're putting his business out here. He actually
Right.
told this story, right? So he was like, yeah,
Mhm.
when Marvin first met me, I was just a hard head, and I was into.
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
I don't
from
know, was he a street pharmacist? Did he say he was a
look,
street pharmacist or no?
he was from Lexington Terrace.
Yeah. He was, which is rough. Which is
Yeah.
rough. Yeah, if you ain't from there, let's just say you don't have no business going there. But anyway, so he told his story of how he met Marvin and gave him a hard way to go at first, right? And then he
Hmm.
started transitioning. As he got older, he realized that this this dude is not trying to play him; he's actually trying to help him. And he got a little older, and then I guess the Lord put something on his heart, and he found his way into the church. And then he went to school to be
Yeah,
a pastor. Now he has
yeah,
I think he has one of the largest churches in the city, right?
yeah. Right in Fayette.
Yeah, right. And he did brother D's funeral for free of charge. He didn't charge Marvin for anything
Yeah.
or nothing like that. And always thought that story was powerful, man. He told how young he was when he came in, and
Hmm.
he really didn't want to go to the program at all. He really didn't. He really just wanted to stay in the street. And Marvin and them, they just they tough love you. They're not gonna be ain't gonna be nothing. Oh well, we yeah, we believe in you. No, that's not really gonna happen. But
Yeah, yeah. And that's we had a checking system. You know.
yeah. So yeah, because I could give personal a little bit, and then I'll get back to Marvin. I had a son who was a knucklehead. He was out there doing things he shouldn't have been doing. I forgot how old he was, but then he had to do some time with. He had to do some hours at the gym, basically, which saved him from going someplace else. So, man, the dude called me up, was like, "They got me up here, sweeping the toilets and sweeping up the gym." I'm like, "So what? What you calling me for, man? I mean, is anybody hurting you? No, ain't nobody hurt me, but I don't want to be okay. Well, you got a choice. You either go to juvie or stay here with Mr. Marvin, who you know. All right, I'm
Hmm.
just telling you. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing. Talk to him. Don't tell me
Hmm.
nothing. So,
Yeah.
I
But
can
I'm
say
saying a
that.
lot of people came through
Yeah,
and really benefited from. You
yeah, yeah. And there's been some times it was like I don't know how you go. How did you go about getting the food bank? Because okay, well, first of all, tell them where exactly your gym is, and tell them the type of neighborhood. So which will probably give them a better idea of how important it is to have your program and also have the food bank.
Okay, so we're located at 1217 West North Avenue. That's right up
Hmm.
north and through here, and it's in West Baltimore. And the area that I am is drug infested. Uh, it's we are a light at the end of the tunnel for that area.
Hmm.
And my wife is the one that really set the food program up. She had a friend, and I've been doing this for the past going on 7 8 years,
Okay.
and we work with the food bank and we our us. That's another organization, and the people that deliver the food with us is called So What Else.
Okay. Okay.
So we have deliveries from boxes with food in, and we have the loose food. And I'm saying it's about maybe 3 to 5 pounds of fresh vegetable and fruit, man, and non-perishable goods,
Right.
eggs and all kind of stuff. Man.
Okay. Yeah. Now also, right, most food banks you would only get like dry, like canned food or dry goods. You actually work with farmers, right? So you get fresh
Yeah,
fruit, so forth.
we get the fresh stuff because I think
Okay.
one of the deliverers have a farm. They come down from Pennsylvania.
Hmm. Yeah, because I've
Yeah.
been to the food bank that he does. Is it on a Wednesday, Marvin? Is it on a
It's
Wednesday?
every Wednesday.
Every
Every
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 12 o'clock.
Which you don't find a lot of food banks that are something. Most food banks how they work, they'll be okay. It'll be the first Wednesday of the month, and then the last Wednesday of the month. So very few of them are that steady like him. But he actually works
Yeah,
with farmers, so you get fresh fruits, you get fresh vegetables. I've been there to see it, and in that area where he is, it's a lot of like he said, it's a lot of drugs in that area, a lot of other things going on, but it's an area that's also in the process of making a transition also, right? So,
right.
but the folks around there really appreciate him, and they really watch over the gym from time to time, make sure that nothing happens to him. I remember during the riots in
Well,
Baltimore.
Troy, you're echoing, man.
You echoing? Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me turn this down some. It sound any better now, or is it still echoing?
still
Nah.
sounds fine.
All right, go ahead and say something real quick.
Um, yeah. We also have a yoga class, a community yoga class on Sundays at 12 o'clock, and the person that does the yoga class is named Michelle Staff. She's the yoga diva. And I'm saying she's very good, man. She can work with you for where you at. And I'm saying she does really good work. She have a few schools around the city
Okay.
that she does.
Okay, how do I sound now? Still hear the echo?
Yeah, still like her.
Yeah, because I checked the settings. I went to the default. Let me do the settings again real quick, Marvin. I went to the default and everything. So let me see what else I could do here. Speakerphone, headset. I tell you what,
You want me to leave and come back?
I'm gonna switch to my headphones real quick, all right? And then we'll go. Then we can keep going from there, all right? And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see you in the chat, Frankie Blanco, man. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Let me switch to my headphones real quick to see if that makes a difference. All right, just hang on real quick, Marvin. Okay. Right.
Yeah,
All right. How do I sound now? Still echo?
yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
It's still echoing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I switched to the headset. Yeah, because I don't hear it. That's the thing. I don't hear the echo, but you said you hear it, right?
You want me to go out and come back in?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this Bruce Gas, Frankie Blanco, Miss All Smiles, and Ghost and Alonzo. Amazing. Thanks for popping into the chat. We having a little trying to clear up a little echo we having right now. Marv will be right back, but yeah, see, I wanted him to come on because I'm doing a segment called "The Best of Baltimore," right? And Marvin has run this educational boxing program now for going on 30 years, and he's helped at least 5 to 10,000 people, young people from like 5 to 6 years old, have come through his program. And I wanted him to come speak on that. I mean, as you know, from the Major Key to Troy Graham Experience, he's always been a special guest on our show, right? Okay, there you go. All right, Marvin, how it sound now? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yeah,
You're on
okay.
mute.
Yeah, you
Okay,
got me
yeah,
now?
yeah, You
Okay.
still hear it or no?
No, I don't hear no echo. It's good.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I was just telling the folks in the chat about how you always supported me from when we were on Major Key. You came on there, and now you're on the Troy Graham Experience. I think you've
Yeah.
come on both shows more than anybody else, man. So yeah, I appreciate that
Yeah.
definitely. And I was telling them like about at least 10,000 folks have probably passed through your program. Now, have you okay in all that time? Have you heard from any of the young ones that have passed through that have
Yeah,
went on
yeah.
to?
Some of them come back, man. They tell me that they have families and,
Mm-hmm.
they finished school and finished college and doing well for themselves, man. Buying houses and,
Okay.
you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, doing great.
Okay.
From the discipline and the camaraderie and the go get it attitude, and nothing can stop the attitude
Mm-hmm.
and feeling good about yourself, it really makes a big difference, man. And
Yeah.
I'm glad
Definitely.
that I developed something that I could be part of the solution instead of part of the problem.
Yeah, well, I could like I've said for years, your program uh, saves lives and it changed lives, and I can honestly say that, in all honesty, that it does. I watched it happen. My own children have been through the program, so I can honestly say that and all that. I know. I don't. Well, I'm gonna tell the story, and then you're gonna get a little bit pissed, but that's all right. I know for a while I was in your ear. I said I want to be a trainer. I want to be a trainer. And then you just got to the point where you're like, I'm not even talking to you about being a trainer no more because I couldn't keep it up. I couldn't keep it up physically. You know why, right? So
Hmm.
yeah. So you were like, man, stop talking to me about being a trainer. You ain't gonna come through. Now tell it that it's something that I know that you tried to do, and I was trying to help you out getting boxing back into schools. You want to tell that
Yeah,
history of how
yeah.
boxing?
So
You could actually get a scholarship for boxing back in the day, right?
yeah, yeah. Back in the day, they had boxing in Baltimore City schools, and a lot of the older trainers that I know and came through. They went to college on a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of them was uh, let's see, Carver. It was a high school called Carver High School.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas, uh, Dunbar. You know, most of those major schools in the city had a boxing program, and you could get a
Okay.
scholarship to go to college.
A
And Mr.
4-year scholarship for college.
Yeah, and Mr.
Mm.
McLeod was one of the boxers that got a scholarship and went to Morgan State University. So there's a record of boxing being in high school in Baltimore. And I'm trying to resurrect that program, man, because it would really save a lot of these kids out here. And see,
Yeah.
boxing is a sport that will teach you that you're not bad as you think you are, you can't fight as good as you think you can fight, and you're not as tough as you think you are. Boxing is one
Mm-hmm.
of the most humbling sports out there, man. And I'm saying I see it firsthand. I see it
Mm-hmm.
firsthand, man.
Hey, you can't lie. I mean, you can lie to yourself, but once you get in that ring, ain't no lying whatsoever.
That's
The
right.
truth of who you are is going to come out. The
Yeah,
truth of who you
you'll
are.
be lying down.
Yeah,
That's the kind
yeah.
of
You
lying
can't.
you
Ain't no lying in there, brother. There's no lying in there for the old, young,
do.
or whatever. There's no lying
Yeah,
now. I know
yeah.
you've done some things when it comes to politics and so forth with with your program and with the Ravens. You want to expand on that?
Yeah. Well, the Ravens came to visit me, and they did a little commercial for us, and they have a like a studio,
Mm-hmm.
professional studio, man. They brought all that stuff in there, man, and interviewed me. You can catch it on YouTube, you know,
Okay.
Ravens and Umar boxing. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying they were supported. And what they used to do, they used to give us preseason tickets every year, and the kids experience, you know, see the football during the preseason, you know, and they
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed that. So we had a lot of partnerships that really, you know, kept us in the know, you
Okay.
know.
Now any politicians that you worked with that helped out the program?
Well, I worked with them, but I ain't got the help yet. Still waiting on the help, you know.
Okay, well, they help
Yeah,
you out. I mean, when you
yeah,
help them out, I mean, yeah.
yeah. Well, Governor Larry Hogan came to visit me and
Mm-hmm.
invited me to the State address and announced me, in the organization at the State address, you know. And Westmore, Governor Westmore came past the organization about a week before the election, and uh, he said that he wasn't going to forget me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
banking on that because I
Okay.
told him, I said, man, don't let this be the last time I see you.
Right.
And he said, nah, man, I got you, man. So I'm not giving up, but I'm not
Okay.
waiting. I'm just gotta do what I gotta do, man, to make things happen like I always have done.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to talk to you about some of the programs you worked with because I know there's a big school in Annapolis that's called the Naval Academy, and they're
Yeah.
known for their boxing program. How do those kids fare against your kids when they come to your
Well,
gym?
the Naval Academy, me and I think that he's retired, but the guy that used to run it, man, what was his name? Yeah, Jim McNally.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, he used to come every year, you know, and get his plebes ready for the plebe championship.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to box with my guys, and I invite some of the other boxing programs to come, and what we did, we urbanized them, you know, because,
You got to expand on that a little bit. What do you
when
mean
I
you
say
urbanize them?
urbanized them, a lot of the guys that are at the Naval Academy come from the Ivy League and rich
Mm-hmm.
families and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not really used to having it hard, So what we do, we get in there and have our guys rough them up, and then they win the plebe championships every year. Every year they came to visit us and we urbanized them. They were tough as nails after that visit.
Yeah, see, Marvin's a whole lot more humbler than me. They came and they got whooped. That's basically what he's not trying to
Yeah.
say, but I'll say it for
Well,
him.
I said that they got urbanized. If you can read through that,
Yeah, I know what the hell you're talking about.
yeah.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about, man. I know. And then it was a couple of times you went to Sugar Ray's gym in Palmer Park. That was for the Golden Gloves, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, how many Golden Gloves champions have you had come through your program?
Maybe about 50.
Okay, okay. And that's you have some females that were Golden Gloves too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I know some of them, man. He had one little girl there that he. Did you train her since she was 6, brother? Zoria,
Yeah,
you trained her since she. Yeah,
Zoya the Warrior.
yeah,
Man, she was
yeah,
real good, man. If she would have
yeah,
stuck
yeah.
with it, man, she would have won these world titles out here, man.
She
She was
was one of the
bad.
best I've ever seen, man. And her,
Yeah,
her and her brother.
yeah, yeah. Her
Yeah, and
brother
then
name was Tyron, man. That dude,
yeah,
man, you could throw a bag of marbles at him, and you would miss every time you try to hit him with it.
yeah.
Yeah, he was real good, man.
And then and you had some Hall of Fame trainers come in your gym as well that had 15 that trained 15 champions themselves, pros. Who was the
Yeah.
trainer that came in? Who was his name, brother?
Uh,
Adrian
uh,
Davis.
yeah, Adrian Davis. That's right, man.
Mm-hmm.
The
Adrian
the
Davis. Yeah.
champion maker. Yeah,
Champion.
Adrian Davis,
Well, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
He's
saying,
worked. Mm-hmm.
he was one of my mentors too, man. I used to watch him and
Mm-hmm.
listen to him, man. And he had two sons that were very good.
Yeah, they were
Yep,
pros, right, right.
yep.
And he trained Asim Rahman as well.
Yeah, he trained Hassan Rockman. He trained William Joppy.
Right.
He trained so many of them, man. You know.
Now, I know you have a little history with Hasim. Did you ever train him or work with him, or what's your history with
Well, one
Hasim?
of my trainers, right,
Mm-hmm.
a guy named Brother Lou Butler, he saw Hassan when he was a kid. They
Right.
was body punching on the street.
Mm.
Uh,
Well,
and he was kind of getting the best of him. So the guy, Brother Lou said, "Hey, look, man," he said, "Man, you be good, man. Why don't you come down to the gym?" So he guided him down to the Mac Lewis gym,
mm-hmm.
and that's where he started at the Mac Lewis gym down on Egan
Mm-hmm.
Broadway, and the rest is history, man. You
Yeah, I know that for a fact because I think he might be 2 years younger than me or something like that, right?
know?
So
Yeah,
that makes him
I mean,
51 or
Mac
something like
Lewis
that.
gym, yeah, Mac Lewis gym also had Vincent Petway, which
Yeah,
I'm not
he's the one who
saying
knocked
Vincent
out.
Petway
Yeah,
when he was a kid.
Vincent was a world champion, knocked out Simon Brown. But
Yeah,
I was supposed to spar with Hasim when I was 20, when he was 19, but it never came to pass. I used to go to Mac Lewis's gym and just watch him, and he was what they advertised. His hands were big as hell, and he could hit
yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah, he hit real hard. So I had a tendency for talking people out their game, and I said, well, that ain't gonna
Uh,
work here because I don't think I'm gonna make it out the gym with my big
yeah.
mouth, right?
He
So I didn't
reminded
really.
me of Sonny Liston. He
Yeah,
was
he's
built
big
like
and
Sonny
strong.
Liston.
He's big and strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's big and strong. But man, we got about 2 minutes left, man. Just want to thank you for coming by, and man, I'm gonna say it again with this program, man. I've seen it in action myself personally, and I would constantly tell Brother Marvin is I'm glad he just did, the good Lord decided to put it on his heart to start the program because I've seen it save lives and change many lives and affected a great deal of people as well because
Mhm.
it was a lot more stories to this program that you don't know. Like I
Yeah.
said, with the lawyer that comes out to help people, and
Mhm.
that was definitely a blessing. The food bank's a blessing, and those teachers who give their time as well. For that part of the program, and then the
Mhm.
trainers he has in there, they actually know their stuff. They all work as one. It's not
Right.
like somebody brings in a different style, and no, everybody works on one accord,
Yeah.
which is what Brother Marvin teaches, right?
And these kids need to know that they got somebody outside of their family that really care about them, man. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, caring is not always being. I don't know how to phrase this the right way. There's different ways to care about people. But sometimes you have to. You could be real loving, and some kids will need that, and other times you just have to be a little harder for other kids because
Yeah.
they really need that. So I don't know how he balances that because yeah, he has a way of balancing that because there's so many different personalities that that come through his gym, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it was a couple of them that hurt my that have come through his gym that the streets took them,
Yeah,
but they weren't in the streets, and
yeah,
that was hard too because I got to know
yeah,
some of them, and they, yeah, I
yeah,
got to know some of them. So there's also so many more stories to tell about the
yeah.
program, man. So yeah, but brother, as usual, man, I'm thankful for you. Thankful for you're one of the best people that I know. So thank you for coming through the gym, and I'm gonna tell this funny story, and then we're gonna go from there, all right? So,
Yeah, let me say this, man.
uh huh.
I am a hope dealer. I deal in hope.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you at first. So yeah,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah. Your hope. He said hope dealer. I heard. I was
Not,
talking. I
I'm
heard
a
something
hope
else.
dealer, not a dope dealer.
Tell your son to make that shirt, brother. Get to do a poor man's copyright and make
Yeah,
that shirt. All right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Tell your son to do that. But let me tell this story, man. So I was in the gym with brother Marvin and brother D one of the many days I was up in this gym, and they had a good day of training with the kids, and all of a sudden, brother D said, "Marvin, you smell something burning? Troy, you smell something burning?" We both said, "Yeah." So we were like, "What the hell is burning?" So we go downstairs. Some damn fool set the lockers on fire. Remember Marvin?
yeah,
They
yeah,
set the
yeah.
lockers on fire, and there was a young lady there who D said was his daughter, but it was just his daughter in the gym, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Baby girl, go up there and get the keys to my car. I'm going in my effing trunk." I kept laughing because I knew he was serious. D, look, brother D is serious. He's not one of the people you want to play around with in that
Man,
situation. But the
man,
situ-
you see what it's doing, man, man.
but I couldn't stop laughing, and Marvin looked at me like, just go somewhere, man. I'm trying to calm him down. You out here laughing. You ain't helping the situation, Troy. Just go upstairs and do something with yourself, right?"
Yeah,
So this girl actually brought him his keys, and Marvin had to go out there and talk him off the ledge because he was seriously gonna do something. He was gonna do
mhm.
something, man. He wasn't playing with you. That's how. But that's the neighborhood, and that's why a program like this is needed. And you can't come in there being afraid of the area, or you can't come in there being afraid of the people. You have to be truthful to who you are, and you have to be truthful to the program to actually make it work. And he's been doing that for over 30 years. So I'm very proud of you, man. I
And
have a lot of
then
respect for you.
once you get up there, you don't know where you
Hmm.
at, man. Once you get
Right.
up and get inside there, you don't know where you at, man.
That's
So
right.
until you go outside.
Yeah, till you go outside, it's for real because ain't no joke outside. So
Yeah.
yeah, ain't no joke. I've seen it. I've seen it in person many times, and I felt good enough to bring my own children there. So hey, I'm good with it. But thank you again. You want to give out, your I don't know if you have a Facebook, IG, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You want to give
yeah.
that out?
Facebook is Umar Marvin McDowell. Instagram is Umar Marvin. And, my email is marvinmcdowell87 at gmail.com.
Hmm.
And my website is nohooksbeforebooks.org.
Okay.
That's
Are
the
you,
Umar website.
are
But
you on IG or anything like that?
yeah, yeah, Umar Marvin,
Okay.
IG.
Now, if you want to give out the number to the gym, you have a habit of giving out the personal number. Give out the number to the gym, Bob, and that's your
Yeah.
personal number.
Well, my personal number is the gym number.
Nah,
And
there's another number. There's another number on
yeah,
there,
but
right?
I'm saying don't nobody answer that phone.
You have voicemail, brother. You can
Yeah,
answer the
yeah,
messages. You have
but I'm saying
voicemail.
I don't check it. But
Don't tell nobody that.
yeah, but see, the gym number is 410-728-3600, and my cell number is 410
All
eight
right.
zero eight 1964. And the Umar Boxing website is nohooksbeforebooks.org. Again, nohooksbeforebooks.org. If you want to
Uh,
make a donation, we have a GoFundMe page, where you can help us because we're a nonprofit organization, and you can get your write off. And if you want to donate and help us out, keep us going, you can do that.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. And the final thing before we jump off, you have a documentary.
Yeah, I have a short documentary, and
Hmm.
it's called Fighter by Nature.
Okay.
You check it
Oh,
out, man. It's short, but it's very powerful, man.
where can they find that, Marvin?
You can find it on YouTube.
And you say the name again?
Called Fighter by Nature.
Okay. Okay. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you for
time.
having
Thank
me,
you.
man.
Yeah, it's no problem, man. That's no problem. I appreciate you, man. And I'll definitely see you Sunday. But I'll talk to you before then.
Okay. All right, Troy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Marvin McDowell, man. I call him my brother and my mentor. He's the one that taught me really how to train people and all that, when I was moving in that direction, but couldn't follow through with it. But the program in itself, I'll sing his praises until the good Lord calls me home, because the program is very helpful. It's needed, man. And I really pushed to get it into a local high school in Baltimore. But the driving force was me, and because of my health issues, I couldn't. Yes, yes, Frankie Blanco's Fighter by Nature is on YouTube. You should see Marvin like in a baseball cap with his sideways. So you should see a profile of his face on there. So yeah, it's Fighter by Nature, right? So yeah, but he's really pushing to get the boxing back into schools and to start the scholarship up again for boxing. Because the only reason why they stopped it, the scholarship for boxing in colleges, is for money. It's not for safety reasons. It's for money. It wasn't well funded, so they stopped it. But and if he gets his way, and he's working on becoming a commissioner for the Maryland boxing. So if he gets his way, then he'll definitely work on putting the program, getting a scholarship program back into colleges. So when you transition from high school, you could get a scholarship for boxing if you can't do football, basketball, hockey, or whatever else they give uh, they give scholarships for. But yeah, I enjoy doing this. This is the episode one of Baltimore's Best. Hopefully everything will work out, and you will see me again on Wednesday. And on that day, I'll have some entertainers that I used to know in Baltimore. I even formed a group at one point. And these brothers are still rocking, man. They're very talented. They're spoken word artists, they're DJs, they're promoters, and they're gonna give me their time and come on. So I'm gonna shoot for Wednesday for my next show. Hopefully everybody will come out and support the show, and I will do my best to be more just to dedicate more time to my own show and build it up. I appreciate everybody that came out. Frankie Blanco, Miss Smiles, Alonzo, amazing brother. Thanks for always supporting. Bruce Gas, brother, thank you so much, and everybody else that I know will listen see the replay. Brother Ghost, I didn't forget you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then everybody that will see the replay, I'm gonna post it again on Facebook probably tomorrow. So everybody that's gonna watch that, appreciate it. Ah, I'm looking for a song, man, that is gonna take me out of here, but I don't know what I want to hear. So just bear with me. I could do a Sean Prince song. I could do whatever I feel like doing right now, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So we're just gonna chill. You know what? I'm gonna go old school on y'all. I'm gonna drop some EPMD featuring LL Cool J, Rampage. How about that? Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let me mute myself real quick to get over the commercials. We're gonna go old school tonight. Fast forward to LL Cool J's part on this, because a lot of people sleep on LL. He's been in the game since he was 15. He's 50 plus now, but this was him in the 90s, man. He's still one of the greatest to do it. But here we go, Rampage.
Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. The master, the overlordian, playing MCs like an old accordion.
I get the inspiration from a necessary station. I'm saying I was vacationing. You can't cope with your weak adults trying to sneak a peek at how I freak the notes. Major MCs become minor B flats. So retire the mic, get your chains in your backs. Here's your chance to advance. Get in your stance and shoot the host off your cowboy pants. Pure entertainment tonight, your arraignment, you're guilty. Face down on the pavement, no holds barred. It's time to get started. You and your squad better praise the real God, the Undertaker, dropping thunder on fakers. When it comes to lyrics, I'm as freaky as Saker. So lay the mic down slow and careful, cause mine is fully loaded and I got another handful. A clip that's slipping and start ripping, diving and dipping and giving punks a whipping. Just in case you wanna go a few rounds or so, I'm down so that you clowns will know. Me getting burnt, the hurt won't be tolerated. I got rhymes up the hut, forget it, I'm constipated. Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby.
That's LL Cool J, baby, back in the 90s. Rampage featured EP and Beef if anybody wants to hear, wants to find that out. So, bless up one and all. This has been another episode of the Troy Graham Experience. It's the first episode of the Best of Baltimore, which I will continue to do. I'm also going to be doing the best of North Carolina coming soon, but I'll probably be more on location out there in the world with the North Carolina episodes instead of sitting in my home. I think I need to do that. So bless up one and all, and thank you for giving me the most important thing you have, which is your time, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.